Hello, I'm Johnny. Today's topic is, pick your opponents again. Clippers, don't end up having to play in the play-in games. Lakers win 3 in a row, just give the ball to AD.
No vest.
First, I'd like to talk about the league's new rule, which states that players must participate in at least 65 games to be eligible for individual awards. Yesterday, the Pelicans defeated the Clippers 122-114. With the victory, the Pelicans' record is now 40 wins and 38 losses. As for the Clippers, they are now at 41 wins and 38 losses. In this game, Kawhi shot 15 out of 28, scoring 40 points. Why do we mention him specifically? According to foreign media data, the last time Kawhi played back-to-back games was in April 2021, which is about 2 years ago. From the perspective of Clippers fans, it's good to see Kawhi playing back-to-back games, which indicates that he is relatively healthy. However, if fans recall, Kawhi only played the first half against the Grizzlies 2 days ago and did not play in the second half. The team's reason at the time was that he was scheduled to play back-to-back games, so they let him rest in the second half. In the video the day before yesterday, we mentioned that the outcome of the game against the Grizzlies didn't really matter. To put it simply, the Clippers were picking their opponents, targeting the Kings. So, as long as they could defeat the Pelicans, the Clippers, with 42 wins, would basically not fall into the play-in games, given their head-to-head advantage against the Lakers, 3 wins, 0 losses. However, after losing to the Pelicans, the situation changed, as the Clippers did not have a head-to-head advantage against the Pelicans this season. They played 3 games, and the Clippers lost all of them, 0 wins, 3 losses. So, looking back at the game against the Grizzlies, the Clippers' passive approach in the second half, in my opinion, was a case of outsmarting themselves. Losing this game puts them at risk of not just picking opponents, but also falling into the play-in games. Simply put, picking opponents should be done by teams with a clear advantage in the standings, otherwise the risks are too high. For example, Nikola Jokic of the Nuggets has rested for several games in a row, but whether the team ultimately wins or loses doesn't really matter, because the Nuggets are still the first seed in the West. That's a great example. In fact, after losing to the Pelicans, the Clippers' situation is a bit awkward. We'll discuss this later alongside the Warriors and the Lakers. In addition, yesterday the Mavericks lost to the Heat, and even more troublesome is that the Mavericks, playing back-to-back games, lost to the Hawks today. The Mavericks actually had a chance to win this game. With 0.4 seconds left in the fourth quarter, JaVale McGee was fouled and had 2 free throw opportunities, but he only made 1, so the game went into overtime. With 25 seconds left in overtime, Kyrie Irving's layup tied the score at 130. It seemed like there could have been a double overtime, but Trae Young had 2 free throw opportunities in the final second of the game. Kyrie Irving did indeed foul him, and the game ended 132-130. The Hawks won at home, and their current record is 39 wins and 39 losses, with a 50% winning percentage, ranking 8th in the East. At this stage, they are 4 games behind the 6th-seeded Nets, so the Hawks are likely to start their playoff journey from the play-in games. As for the Mavericks, they have suffered 3 consecutive losses recently, with a current record of 37 wins and 42 losses, ranking 11th in the West. However, when discussing the Mavericks, we must also talk about the Thunder, who are ranked 10th. Today, the Thunder faced the Suns, and although SGA scored 39 points, the Suns still defeated the Thunder 128-118. Despite losing, the Thunder still leads the Mavericks by 1 game. More importantly, in the 3 games between the 2 teams this season, the Thunder has 2 wins and 1 loss, meaning they have a head-to-head advantage. Moreover, the Thunder's last regular season game is against the Grizzlies. Under normal circumstances, if the Grizzlies can secure the 2nd seed in the West, they should rest their key players in the last regular season game to avoid injuries. Thus, the Thunder indeed has a greater advantage than the Mavericks. As for the Mavericks, they have 3 more games to play, all at home. In my opinion, they need to win all 3 games to secure their 40th victory. Now, let's talk about the Timberwolves. Today, they lost to the Trail Blazers. For the Trail Blazers, key players like Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, and Damian Lillard did not play. However, the team still managed to win the game thanks to Shaedon Sharpe's 27 points. For the Trail Blazers, it's relatively simple. Under the condition that there will be no play-in games, it is understandable to give young players more practice and preparation for the offseason. However, the situation is more complicated for the Timberwolves. The team not only suffered 3 consecutive losses but also saw their winning percentage drop below 50% again. With a record of 39 wins and 40 losses, they are currently ranked 9th in the West. Looking at the schedule, their last regular season game is against the Pelicans, which is crucial for both teams. This game will not only determine which team has the head-to-head advantage but also which team falls to the 9th seed, meaning they will have to play an additional play-in game to advance to the playoffs. At this stage, the Pelicans have the advantage, as they are already 1.5 games ahead of the Timberwolves. Continuing our focus on the mid-tier teams in the Western Conference, we mentioned earlier that the Suns defeated the Thunder today. In this game, KD scored 35 points, and Devin Booker contributed 22 points. With this victory, the Suns not only secured a 5-game winning streak but also solidified their position as the 4th seed in the West with a 43-35 record. Because the Suns are basically locked in as the 4th seed, fans are very interested in which team will take the 5th spot. Or should we say that it seems like no team wants to be the 5th seed? Next, let's focus on the Lakers and the Warriors. The Lakers' opponent today was the Rockets, and they led by 10 points with a 70-60 score at halftime. It is worth noting that D'Angelo Russell did not play in the second half, with the team stating that he had discomfort in his left foot and needed rest. Personally, I think this situation is different from Kawhi's absence from the second half of the game against the Grizzlies. First, the Lakers still have AD and LeBron as their core players. Second, the Lakers were leading at halftime, so resting a player with an injury should not be a problem. By the end of the third quarter, the Lakers had already extended their lead to 18 points. The Lakers eventually won 134-109 on the road, securing a 3-game winning streak, with a 40-38 record, ranking 7th in the West. In this game, AD scored 40 points, marking his 3rd consecutive game with at least 38 points. Moreover, he shot 15 of 20, with an impressively high field goal percentage. However, we should pay attention to AR's pick-and-roll cooperation with AD, which we have introduced in the past. The two players actually complement each other very well. In this game, AR also had some cooperation with LeBron. LeBron often stood at a high position, like in one play, where LeBron stood high, AR made a cut, and after the first opportunity didn't materialize, he set a screen for Wenyen Gabriel, and LeBron then passed the ball inside. In another similar play, LeBron stood high, AR made a cut, and LeBron passed the ball inside immediately. Although AR didn't score, he drew a foul and scored points from free throws. In another play, the same strategy was used, but the difference was that the opponent defended very well in the first 2 phases. However, after AR came around to receive the ball and attracted the opponent's double team, it gave LeBron an opportunity to cut and eventually dunk. So, from the Lakers' perspective, this game not only resulted in a victory, but head coach Darvin Ham also tried some different tactics. In fact, from these plays, it is evident that AR is a versatile guard who can be utilized effectively. In this game, he scored 18 points and provided 8 assists, while LeBron, the team's leader, recorded a triple-double. Let's shift our focus to the Warriors, who faced the Nuggets today. Nikola Jokic of the Nuggets did not play, but he has still played in 67 games this season, which is more than the 76ers Embiid and the Bucks Giannis. So personally, I don't think it will affect his MVP vote count. The Warriors actually had a chance to win this game. In the closing moments of the fourth quarter, although the Nuggets once led by 11 points with a 112-101 score, Dante DiVincenzo and Klay Thompson jointly launched a 9-0 offensive run. After Thompson made a 3-pointer, the Warriors were only trailing by 2 points. The Warriors also had an opportunity for a final offensive play. Stephen Curry held the ball, Klay Thompson set a screen and ran up. After Curry successfully attracted the opponent's help defense, he passed the ball to an open Thompson. Unfortunately, the shot didn't go in. Although Thompson had a second chance to shoot, his attempt was blocked by Jamal Murray. In the end, the Nuggets narrowly defeated the Warriors at home with a 112-110 victory. Warriors star player Stephen Curry had an off game, making only 8 of 28 shots, including 2 of 14. From beyond the arcade, Thompson scored 25 points, while Jordan Poole came off the bench to contribute 17 points. For the Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. scored 29 points, and Jamal Murray added 26 points. With this win, the Nuggets now have a 52-26 record, leading the second-place Grizzlies by 3 games. After losing, the Warriors' situation becomes more complicated. Although they are still leading the 7th-seeded Lakers by half a game, the head-to-head advantage this season is with the Lakers. Additionally, the Warriors don't have a head-to-head advantage against the Suns, Clippers, or Pelicans. So, if the Warriors aren't careful, they could end up in the play-in tournament. Secondly, let's explain why the Clippers, with the same 41-38 record as the Warriors and splitting their 4 games this season, are ranked 5th while the Warriors are 6th. Both the Clippers and the Warriors belong to the Pacific Division. If head-to-head records are the same, the next tiebreaker is the record against other teams in the same division. This season, the Clippers have a 7-7 record against divisional opponents, while the Warriors are 6-9, resulting in the Clippers reclaiming the 5th seed in the West. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Furthermore, since the Lakers have a head-to-head advantage over the Pelicans this season, both teams have a 40-38 record, but the Lakers rank 7th, and the Pelicans rank 8th. It's worth noting that the Clippers will face the Lakers in an upcoming game, which is crucial for both sides. Simply put, if the Lakers want to secure a top 6 seed, they must win this game. As for the Warriors, although their remaining schedule isn't too difficult, they cannot afford to have the same record as the Lakers. Otherwise, the Lakers, who have the head-to-head advantage, will push the Warriors down. So the competition for the 5th through 8th seeds in the West is extremely intense. In reality, although facing the Suns might be difficult, if you try to pick your opponents, you may end up in a do-or-die play-in game. In my opinion, instead of worrying about who to face in the first round, it's more practical to secure a top 6 seed.